This is TPR Live, another Friday music session featuring local artists. I'm Kim Johnson. Today we have Dreambored in the studio. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks
Hi,
for having
thanks
us.
for having us.
So, introduce yourselves, first of all.
My name's Angela Wally, and this is my husband, Mark Wally.
Oh, husband and wife duo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, how long have y'all been playing music together?
We've been playing music together probably since we were 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
But that was something that we really shared. We had a bond when we were young, sharing music together when we first met and became friends. I started out as a bass player, and he was a guitarist, and so that was always something we shared. We've been, in a couple bands together, but this is our first, just the two of us, music project.
Well, how long has this been happening? This is just the duo.
Our first show was in February, but I'd say I started songwriting about 2 years ago. And then slowly, I'd started bringing songs to him, and we started kind of putting, full songs together until we had a full set list to play.
Okay. And before we hear it, how would you describe the sound of this duo?
I guess dream pop, indie pop is kind of what most people recognize us as.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are our influences.
Yeah,
Great.
definitely.
Well, let's hear what it sounds like.
We picked a bad time for this. Winds have picked up and blown you away. We're caught in a storm where we will stay. Can't see you today, but it's alright, okay. That I can see you today, but it's alright, okay. That we got carried away. Damage won't be caused by the rain. It's the flood that causes pain and carries you away, and carries
TPR Live, and we have Dreamboard in the studio today. Thanks again for being here, you guys. This is really a cool sound. It makes me feel like it's great summer music. I don't know, just happy, carefree feeling. I feel like I could drive, like go on a road trip and listen to this.
Oh, great.
I definitely hear the beach house. What are some of your other influences?
I would say one of my bigger, and I don't know if it, how much your influences really seep in terms of like your favorite music, but one of my favorite bands is Radio Department, which is a band from Sweden that's been an influence. But I would say a lot of I kind of grew up on a healthy diet of pop music, Whitney Houston and things like that. So I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of other bands that I kind of grew up really loving, but mostly, we shared a lot of college indie rock, influences from the early 2000s. So yeah, I think it's an eclectic mix of sounds.
Did you grow up listening to the same sort of music, or do you have a totally different?
I did. I think, with my mom, it was always Patsy Cline and sort of the Beach Boys and the Beatles definitely. And so yeah, I think that core pop sound and just that simple 3-minute song structure has always been a part of our songwriting.
And something we shared influence-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the song called again that we just heard?
The last song was called Bad Time.
And tell me about that song a little bit.
I think, most of my songwriting is kind of an extension of my interest in storytelling. We're documentary filmmakers, and filmmaking has always been something that we've also shared. But it's all just kind of in the realm of storytelling. And so what I really like about songwriting is, as a kid growing up, you always write bad poetry, or I'm always writing in some way. But a lot of what I write is either things that I hear or experiences that I have, or things that I think or I hear someone say, so it's always a kind of an eclectic mix of ideas, and so I think a lot of times, not to get we wanted to keep pop music influences, but some of my influences can be conceptually the idea of like what a mood feels or what a feeling is, and trying to get that through lyrics and try to get that through sound.
And is this something that you said maybe you'll hear something or see something and then you say, oh, I've got to go write a song about this, or does it come later? And or how does that songwriting process happen?
For me, it's always been kind of collecting things, and I have a gut feeling when I feel like I've collected enough that I could put a song together. So I have, lyric ideas, lines, just pages of writing, and then at some point I'll just fiddle with some chords on the guitar and start to kind of hear, and then I'll just play with the melody and kind of build it from there. And then it's interesting because it's very similar to the way we make films where, I'll take interviews that I've done, I'll cut them all down into the backbone of the storyline, and then I'll take it to Mark and he'll help me flesh it out. And that's very much the same way with our songwriting, where I have a backbone and some chords and some lyric and melodies ideas, and
then she'll hand it over to me, and then I'll
build it
add
out.
shape to it and texture and kind of fill it out.
Yeah.
It's really cool how y'all synthesize something and put that together. So tell me more about the documentary film thing. What kind of movies are y'all making?
We actually just finished our debut feature-length documentary called Thea Chuck, A Portrait of Chuck Ramirez, and that project took us about 5 years, kind of slowly working on while we were doing, other short-format documentary films about art and artists. So that premiered at the Tobin in May, and it's going to be part of the San Antonio Film Festival the first week of August. Thanks. And what's a good connection to the music, he composed the entire score for the film. So music is always a part of our filmmaking as well.
So what are you going to play for us next?
This next song is called Only the Night.
Only the night, only the night, only the night is ours. Only the night, only the night, only the night is ours. I'll make you mine, we'll make it right. We'll build a shrine to test. the night, only the night is ours. Only the night, only the night, only the night is ours.
Dreambored in studio for TPR Live, a local musician, and that song was called
Only the night.
Only in the Night. So I know that y'all have been around since February, but how I came across you is kind of funny. I liked another local music page, and it suggested y'all to me, and I said, "What is that?"
Oh, nice.
And I started listening, and I was like, this is so up my alley. I love this.
Oh,
And
thanks.
then y'all happened to be on a show, on the lineup for a show I was going to see at High Tones. So I got to see you live, and that was really a cool experience. How often do y'all play live, and where do you usually play?
I want to say about 8 shows. We started out, actually, luckily, a friend of ours from Canada, Kristen Muir, just released an album, and she wanted to come to Texas and do a little tour. So our first show was with her at Imagine Books. We're big fans of Imagine Books. And we played at Brick, at Blue Star, and we actually went with her to Marfa and got to play a show out in Marfa, which was a lot of fun, our first time there. So yeah, and then we've just played around at a few different places at High Tones, and yeah, we were
Bang
really
Bang Bar.
Bang Bang
Yeah.
Bar, which we loved. And so, yeah, I mean, we're really excited to be kind of engaging again with the music scene. We played in a band in college and got to kind of play around, like at Sam's Burger Joint and other
Yeah, so
places.
you mentioned that you played in bands previously. Tell me about that, your history with the local music scene here.
Well, I started out playing maybe in the late 2000s at Sam's Burger Joint a lot during when they would have
Ska
Explosion. And I was in a ska band, sort of pop punk band for a few years. And then when we met our art professor, we sort of started, Angela was playing bass, and I was playing guitar. We were kind of in this indie folk band. And
Yeah, our professor, we were actually making a film about him. And we went to his house and we're like, oh, you have a bass guitar and a guitar. And we all just started jamming.
Yeah.
And that we started a band. It was called Surreal McCoy. And it was kind of like an art band project. That was fun. That was like 2006. And so we played in that band for a little while.
released an EP.
Yeah, we had an EP. But then, we were in college and our drummer went off to school. And our professor started a family and we started being more interested in filmmaking. So we kind of, slowly broke up. But music was always something we shared. Like with our, continuing, like we would still play together with him just for fun. So now we're doing that still, just like getting together and playing music. But, the two of us definitely have, a sound that we're really interested in. And so we wanted to kind of put that together. That's very different than anything we've done before.
And you have a few tracks online, 3, is that correct, on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
I think we have 3 demo tracks.
Yeah,
So
they're
y'all
kind
haven't released an EP or an album yet?
No,
No.
Is
no.
that in the works?
Slowly.
Yeah, planning
Well,
to record more?
yeah, I think what's exciting to me about this project is that we're not pushing it in any like certain direction, like giving ourselves restrictions or deadlines, or it's just something we can really enjoy and grow organically. So yeah, I think that's so recording is an exciting part. I mean, obviously we have these tracks that we play with, and we're kind of building our sound, through recording already. So it's not that difficult for us to just kind of add vocal tracks and to kind of build it. But
It's interesting talking to different groups. They have different priorities. Some groups, that's what they want to do, is they want to record music and release
Yeah.
it. Other bands just want to be on the road all the time.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool to just enjoy what you're doing and not, like you said, not feel like you're on a timeline or rushed or anything.
Right. And also just really enjoy I really missed playing live. Like I really miss that energy. And it's the same with like, putting our films online. It's like it's nice to get it out there and to get to a bigger audience, but like when we get to screen it in a theater and you get to kind of be there, I mean that's really important to us to kind of like be there and experience it along with the audience or perform it for the audience. And so it kind of gives it a new energy.
So what are you going to play for us next?
This song is called Without You, I'm Okay.
And that's one of the ones y'all have posted online, right?
Yeah, it's one of the few demos.
Okay, and so I mentioned earlier SoundCloud, where I found your music. Where else can people find you online?
So I think we have the same few tracks on Bandcamp. But mostly we're just on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and that's the best way to find our next show, which we plan to book soon.
Yeah.
People can follow your shows on social media. They
Yes.
can find out.
Yeah.
Okay, and the name too, in case people, I mean, they're just hearing it. So it's Dreambored, one word, Bored. Tell me about the name.
I want to say that I saw it. So we used to live on the other side of town. I grew up in the northwest side of town, and I would go for walks around my neighborhood all the time. And I used to walk past my elementary school, and I think they said something like, it said on the big marquee where by my elementary school, like, dream boards are due, or something. It was like, it just said something about, like a typical dream board, like you would. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I don't know, it just stuck out to me as a word or as an idea. And then, you got to make it a pun to make it more interesting. But no, I think it also has to do with just our sound, or with just, just like finding a certain kind of like sound or mood that you're looking for. Something seemed to fit what I was searching for.
Yeah, no, I like it. So again, this is Dreamboard, and y'all have one more for us, right?
We do.
Okay, and what's this?
This one is called Harsh Like the Sun.
Okay.
Went to a party, it's when I heard that you'd gone. Heading to a state of gold. Went to a party, it's when I heard that you'd gone. Heading to a state of gold. Can't stop you now. I won't stop you now that you're gone. You're gone, that you're gone. I will go on. I will go on. No matter where you are, the sun comes and goes. When it's there, it's harsh and shows all my flaws. I wonder if the sun was harsh that day. I wonder if the sun was harsh that day. Can't stop you now. Won't stop you now that you're gone. You're gone, that you're gone. I will go on. Can you be harsh like the sun? Can you be harsh like the sun? Can't stop you now. Won't stop you now that you're gone. You're gone, that you're gone. You're gone. I'll go on, I'll go on and 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 on.
That song was Harsh Like the Sun, and how appropriate for our current weather. Thanks again for being here, you
guys.
Thank you.
For anybody that's tuning in late, this is Dreamboard, one word, Dream, Bored, and they can find you on all the social media places, right?
Yeah, find a Dreamboard band. On
Dreamboard
Instagram.
Band.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thanks again for being here, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
It's fun.
absolutely.